Hey, it's Lyn Brown. I'm a speaker, trainer, and coach with the John Maxwell team and a teaching partner with Empowered Living. And honestly, the first half of my life, I spent people pleasing. Then in my spare time, I was literally trapped by the opinions of other people. And then to top it all off, my mindset was broken. Now, the ironic part of all this is that I was totally unaware of it at the time. I had no idea that my beliefs, my programming was holding me back. I was just too close to the frame. I was in the picture. I couldn't see it. And then one day I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I don't know if any of you are like me and you just hit the wall one day and you're like, I remember where I was standing exactly. I shut the door in my office and I said out loud, if somebody had heard me, they would have thought I was, Looney Tunes probably, but I said out loud, I know there's got to be more for me. And it was that day that I made a decision to bet on myself for the first time. And I just took one step in the direction of my dreams. Now, let me go ahead and let you know that I am a work in progress. I am not perfect. And if you are perfect, then I want to encourage you to finish this podcast today because we have an amazing guest coming up. But after that, if you're just tuning in to me and you're looking for perfect, I am not your girl. Now, I might be gritty, but I'm not perfect. So today I'm super excited because I'm partnering with women who want to make a difference in the world and who want to become the best versions of themselves. And today is just proof of that. I'm excited to introduce to you our guest today, Lyn Fernie. She is an amazing, world-changing woman who equips and empowers and encourages women to become the best versions of themselves, through wellness, total wellness in body, mind, and spirit. So, Lyn, welcome to the show. Wow, this is epic. 2 Lyns on the same podcast. But welcome to the show. We're super excited to have you and share with us. What are you most excited about today?
Oh, Lyn, thank you so much. Thank you for the gorgeous introduction. And, I've been looking forward to this all week. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Wow. We're happy to have you.
I love talking to people around the world. And, I'm really excited because right now I'm on a mission to reach 1 million women before 2025. And this is just a great opportunity for me to reach a whole group of new women and talk to them about what they can do to balance their hormones, to lose weight, to get their body, mind, and life back. So super excited, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Wow. Well, thank you for, raising your hand, and we're just super happy to have you here. And I think this question is one that I know I get asked so much by people that I'm working with. And it is just, how do I get to where I want to get to? And why can't I do it? Why am I stuck? So share with us.
So I guess my story starts a long time ago. So right now, I'm 49. Actually, I was 49 last week. And I'm probably in the best shape of my life right now. So I'm very excited to say that I'm like you. I'm a work in progress, and I'll be a work in progress for the rest of my life. And I love that. That's exciting because it means I get to optimize me. I get to prioritize me, and I get to work on me and develop me every single day. But it wasn't always like that. So I guess if I go back, when I was young, when I was 8 years old, my daddy died. And so I grew up in a very poor family. We did it tough. I lived in the UK. And I really remember as a small child, as, 10-year-old girl, and I was a tiny little girl, really cold winters, -5, -10 degrees, rain, snow, wind. And I have these vivid memories of living in a house where we didn't have heating. We didn't have, so there was no central heating in the house. We didn't even have an indoor toilet. And I used to have to walk around 2 miles every Saturday to get paraffin, to put in a lamp in our outside toilet, to stop it from freezing so that I could go out to the toilet in the middle of the night with all the big spiders around. And I remember this little girl you know, who, because of those crazy experiences, you know, she became this tough little girl. And I went through life with, you know, very independent, but really with something to prove. I was an only child. Mum had had me very late in life and hadn't really wanted kids. She was in the army, so I had this really disciplined upbringing, you know, where girls were seen but not heard. And so I went through and I worked my butt off, quite frankly. I worked as hard as I could at school. You know, I aced all of my exams. And it was all because I had something to prove, that this kid from the poor background could make it. I didn't know what I was making it at, but I was really trying to make something of myself. And so I fought through. And, you know, kids in my family and kids in my area, they didn't go to university. They didn't get fancy jobs, but I wanted to go to university. I kind of knew there was something better out there. So, you know, off I went to university, and I studied engineering. And again, I worked real hard, you know, because that's all I knew. My mum had instilled this value that, you know, you work hard and you'll do well. And so I worked hard and I kept on proving myself time and time again. And I went into the workforce and I went into the world of safety, and it was a man's world. So I went into this real, you know, blue collar man's world with guys who worked on oil rigs and mine sites. And I was this pretty little girl, and I didn't really fit into all of that, but hell, I was determined that I would make my mark, and I did. You know, I went through my career ambitious as anything. I was driven, I was competitive, I worked twice as hard as any of the guys around me, and I was there to prove that girls could do it too, and I did. And I, you know, my career went on, I was driven, I worked in large companies, and I ended up in senior leadership roles, and I was damn good at what I did. I loved what I did. You know, I ended up in this world of safety. I actually loved it because I was saving lives, I was helping people, and I was always, you know, trying to make sure that every single person on every site that I worked with went home safely at the end of the day to their family, to their friends, you know, to their kids. And so I was passionate about it, and I worked my guts out for a company that probably didn't care about me. And I did that for many, many years, about 25 years in total. Now, all the while, the stress was really having a huge impact on me. I didn't look then like I do today. So right from being 16, I had challenges with eating. I started off with anorexia when I was 16. By the time I was 18, people started to notice that I was getting very thin. So that morphed into bulimia. And I suffered for about 30 years. I battled with sugar addiction, binge eating, and bulimia. And the stress of the job, you know, so I ended up at one point with 2 corporate jobs, the stress of being a managing director, a global consulting leader, long haul travel, coupled with that eating disorder over around about 30 years in total, it really took its toll on me. I started to burn out. I got chronic health conditions. I had autoimmune conditions. I was diagnosed celiac. I couldn't even come into contact with flour or bread or grain products. And my life was, to be honest, was hell. I struggled with my job. My hormones were all over the place. I'd been a long-term user of the contraceptive pill. My hormones were completely out of whack. And I was like Jekyll and Hyde. I was literally, one day I would be full of energy, or at least 2 weeks a month I'd be full of energy. And then 2 weeks a month I was this person who was irritable and foggy brained and struggled to get through her day. And it went on and it got worse and it got worse. And it got to the point where it was almost killing me and I couldn't hold down the corporate job. And so eventually I had to quit. My relationship was suffering. You know, I've been married for a long time. My relationship was suffering. My life was suffering. I felt like I wasn't in control anymore. And I was a real, you know, almost OCD. I was a real control freak. I was a perfectionist and I couldn't control what was happening to me. And so I ended up, you know, at a real crossroads. I didn't know what to do with my life. I just didn't want to continue. And I can remember driving home one day, and I live in Perth, Australia now. It's a beautiful place, beautiful scenery, amazing weather, fabulous people. But I was driving home one day and I literally thought about driving my car off the road because I just didn't want to continue with this life that I was living. But I didn't know why. I didn't know why it was happening. But, you know, that tough little girl that used to go and walk 2 miles to get paraffin on a Saturday morning, she was deep down inside and she wouldn't let me just, you know, give up on life.
I want to just say there just for 1 second, because I know that there are listeners right now that are thinking, wow, you know, here's Lyn Fernie, so successful in her former life, who got to this place, but you just cracked the code for so many people, because reaching back and looking at the successes that we have had through the timeline of our life, you know, success leaves clues. And those little models of success, that one little model of you, I mean, I'm just thinking about you as a little 8-year-old girl walking 2 miles, you know, not for, you know, some candy, but to get paraffin to put into the lantern, to put into the outhouse, to keep you, you know, to keep it not from freezing. And I'm thinking about my life and how different my life was even from yours. But at the same time, I have those models of success that can serve me and serve my dream. And so do all those viewers. So that is so powerful that you brought that out, because that little 8-year-old girl, those lessons are such a part of who you are right now. Wow.
That's absolutely right. You know, I think we've all had challenges in our lives. It doesn't matter where you've come from, what sort of upbringing you've had. Every single one of us has faced challenges of one kind or another. And those challenges, I think, make us the people that we are today, but they don't define us. You know, they make us the strong women that we are. They make us the capable women. They make us resilient. They make us gritty. And they give us a fire in our belly to go further and to, again, become that even better version of ourselves. And when you dig deep, those strong women are inside, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it. They really are. They're somewhere inside of us.
That's so true. And I love, just like you love and what you do, I love helping women discover that. Not that we have any answers, because it all comes from within each of us. And it's already in there. All the answers to the questions we ask, we already know. They're already inside of us. But it just helps to unite, like you're saying, with, you know, you're bringing this message to 1 million women, and, you know, and the Gritty Women movement. It's just the whole thing. It's the same. We are in the fight together, and we're not fighting against something. We're fighting for something that we believe in. And when we do that, we will be better. Our families will be better. Our communities will be better. Our countries and our world will be better. And you brought up this great point. It doesn't matter what you've come through, and it really doesn't matter your zip code. It doesn't matter your skin color. It doesn't matter how much money you have right now in your, you know, banking account. You can do, be, and have more. And so I'm super excited to be connected with you. I know that we're gonna, you know, do some more talking, because I know you have a lot of information that I need to hear from, you know, just my health, my personal health, because I'm on that journey to, you know, total health. And so tell us, how do we get in touch with you, Lyn?
Yeah, so you can find me at my page on Facebook, which is lyn.fernie, so lyn.fernie. I'm on Instagram with the same handle. My signature program is called Nourish, and Nourish is all around how do you eat, how do you move, how do you manage your cortisol, and how do you sleep to support your hormones to get your body, mind, and life back and supercharge your performance in your life, in your work, in your career, and in your relationships. And if you want a nice soft place to start, an easy place to find me is my Facebook group, which is called Eat for Your Hormones. And that's where I give everybody a free eating plan just to see what's the best way for a woman to eat. Now, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or beyond, there are eating plans to suit you. And I start everybody off with a real simple plan. We've got a beautiful community and everybody would be welcome to come and join. And I'm in the group every single day, giving as much help and as much advice as I possibly can.
Wow, that is super exciting. I know I can't wait to join your group, and I look forward to, this journey together with you and all of your million women that you're empowering also. So thanks again, for jumping on here with us today. And you've kind of already touched on this several times, but when you heard the word gritty, when you saw the Gritty Women podcast and you raised your hand, it's like, that sounds like my kind of group. What was it about gritty that just resonated with you the most?
So for me, it's the R for resilience. Because I think as women, we balance so many things. We balance family demands. We balance the career demands. We're busy with community groups. And all of those demands that are put on us, we as women, we've got to be resilient. We've got to be able to deal with all of those challenges in life and, just be able to look beyond them and not allow them to get us down or to take things personally. And I think women are amazing. We come back time after time after time. And so resilience for me is one of the key qualities that women have. And when women come together to support each other, then I think that resilience grows stronger in each one of us.
Oh, that's awesome. What a beautiful way to put that into words. And I agree totally with the resilience. And so let's just remember that gritty is the new strong. Gritty is the new pretty. And we will fail and we will fall, but we will continue to grit back up. So thanks again, Lyn, for just being with us today and sharing your part of your life with us today. And we look forward to the journey ahead together. So thanks again and have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Lyn. It was wonderful to join you.